Alright, what's up everybody? Give me 1 second to pull up the chat on my phone. Okay. Okay, let me put a pinned comment real quick about the contest. We'll open the live chat and / or leave a comment on a live stream video to enter. Winner announced Sunday, March 5th gets to collab with me and drop and have the next big drop on my channel. Yay. Okay. Okay, it says we got one in the chat. What's up? How are we doing? I don't know if that's just me on my phone. It could be. Okay, alright. I think that's good to go. I got that pulled up. Pinned the comment. Okay. What's up everybody? So welcome back to a new episode of The Frosting, a brand new series, live stream series on my YouTube channel where we put the finishing touches on beats that have previously been started in the Cayso Cookups series. So, hold on, give me 1 second. A little sunlight in here. Okay. Alright, so today I have opened up the Cayso Cookups file from the 22nd of February. And yeah, so that just went live not too long ago. You can check out all of the Cayso Cookup series. They're in a playlist in the playlist section on my YouTube channel, or you can just go to the live tab and see all of the live streams. What was I about to do? Oh, I'm going to check the levels, make sure. Okay, my mic's coming in pretty hot. That's good. All right, and cool. So let's run this beat and let's see what we're working with, see what we can do to improve it. Oh, I remember this one actually. Check my levels. Okay. Alright, so I think I can turn this up a little bit. Okay, it's already pretty loud in Ableton. I'm actually going to bring everything down a little bit. I'm going to want a little bit of room when I do the mastering. So let's go down a couple more dBs. Alright, -5 is pretty good. Let me come back up on my computer so y'all can hear better. Check my levels. Okay. That should be pretty good on the volume. Yeah, cool. Let me check and see if anyone left any comments this week or yesterday. But I need to enter into the drawing. So currently we've got about 3 people in the drawing because 3 people pulled up in the live chat yesterday. So this beat's pretty cool. I'm gonna run it back again, try to get some idea of what to do. Alright. Yeah, so okay, T-Dot commented, so T-Dot was in the chat and commented yesterday, so T-Dot has actually entered twice already into the drawing for the big collab. Cool. Alright. Back to the beat. Alright, so one thing I'm kind of noticing is I feel like the bass is slightly unbalanced in this. Maybe I don't know if it's the kick or the 808, but it feels just a little unbalanced. So I'm going to go in and mess with the EQs and stuff and see what I can figure out. Okay, so I do. One thing about this kick, I feel like it's a little bright. I'll take some 1K out of it. What I find is if you take some 1K out of a kick, or you know, somewhere around 1K, a lot of times you'll make a little bit of room for the snare and maybe even some other instruments. Oh, okay. Prince. What's good, Prince? Prince Edward. Back up in it. The second day in a row, maybe. Or I know I saw you recently. It might have been a couple days ago. What's good? By the way, you are entered in the contest. One entry right now for pulling up in the live chat. So winner at the end of the week gets to do a collab and with me and have it dropped on the channel. Thank you for the compliment on the beat. So right now I am, so this is a new series. If you haven't seen this one, basically it's called The Frosting, and it just has to do with like finishing up beats that I started previously in the Cookups series. So it's just kind of doing things to take the beat to the next level, whether that's EQ or arrangement or adding little things, and then eventually, when I feel pretty good about it, putting some mastering and stuff, mastering chain on it. So right now I was just EQing the kick a little bit. I'm trying to basically find out, I think I can do a little bit of EQ work to sort of make the beat a little less crowded. So I'm noticing that sound might be a little too loud. bring it down a little bit. Okay. And the piano mic could use a little bit of a tight EQ somewhere as well. Not sure where though. I think that's where, yeah, low to make room for the kick. Yeah, so I made a little more room for the kick by carving out some EQ from that. Is that a bird? I saw something outside my window. What that was. Anyways. Let's see. Alright, this still feels like, I don't know. The piano, it's like, there's some frequency that's clashing. There. Okay. I might tighten it up a little bit. I think it's... Yeah, so when I EQ stuff, I usually listen and just try to see like, because the drums need space, you know, like you want to hear the other sounds that give the character to the beat. The drums need space, or you're not really gonna want to move and bounce. I'm gonna bring the 808 back in. Okay, so now I'm feeling like this needs some cleaning up. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah. Ooh, wrong pipe for a second. Okay. Let's go back to that piano. Still just got too much going on for me. Yeah. Yeah. So I just made a little room for that snare. So this is the frosting, right? These are the little changes. So it's not as like exciting necessarily as the Cookup, where something's happening all the time that makes a big difference. But this is how we go from a good idea to like a fire beat. At least that's the plan. Might still have too much going on with the strings. Let me see. Okay. There's no EQ on the 808, so let me come in on the 808 and see. Let's take a little bit of low end out. Try to tighten it up. Let's think about high end. So a high cut at 8K on the 808 sound. I'm kind of liking taking a little bit out over here. Oh yeah, listen to that kick now. That kick thumps. Okay, so I think this right here, 160K, that gave a lot of room to the kick. I like the sound of that. Wonder if I get a little more volume in my headphones. Okay. Alright. Now that high sound, let's see about some EQ on that. Okay, and I'm wondering about a very high. It is a high sound, so you would think you'd want to leave this top part in there, but actually the main character of that sound is below 10K, it sounds like. So I can maybe take that out, leave some more room for my hi-hats and snare up there, and well, I'm gonna do this and see if I want to do that, or if there's some character that I'm getting from the highs here that I want to leave. So there may be some character that I want to keep about this sound up here, but so I'm gonna come in with the shelf and come down and see if I can get some of that clarity that I was getting by tucking that into a lower frequency space without sacrificing all of the air and shine of the sound. Okay, so that's not bad. Now I'm feeling like another little dip up here probably. That kind of leaves a good amount of room there. I think I do want to take a little bit off of the very top air. I want it to be a little darker. Just tighten that up. That's pretty good. This is getting a little, picky, but this is the frosting, so. If you feel like it's not quite there yet, man, depending on what kind of mood you're in, if you're just like, whatever, you just kind of want to get it done, and you have an idea you're trying to get out. But if you're in the mood to like fine tune, I say like take the time, because right here it's like I'm working on that high sounding synth. So for those of you who may have just tuned in, it's this sound right here. Right, so I'm just EQing the very upper ends of this because I'm trying to get a really good balance on how this creates presence in the high frequencies, but not too much. I still want the snare and the hi-hat to be popping up there. So this just sounds pretty good in the context if I bring everything back in. But I'm kind of, what I was saying is like, I'm taking a little bit extra time to really try and get it to sit. It still feels like a little too, the synthy, shiny synth is a little little too like present. I want it to be tucked more. So I'm coming in with another EQ and just dipping up here at like 11K, 12K, right? So this is very subtle, but you're gonna hear the snare and the hi-hat really dominate that space a little more once I bring this down. So like right there, you can just, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but if I turn this off, this number 7 bell curve, when I turn it on, that snare just starts popping. Here we go. So just, okay, real quick. This is off. This is off. Okay, this is on. Like the snare is just like popping a little harder. Like, all right. So I like that. I like how that's going. Okay, so something that's starting to jump out at me is that the kick is a little, there's something off about the EQ of the kick for me. So I'm going to come in and try to figure out what that is. I have a feeling it's going to be in the lows, maybe 200, 300 area. Could be in the low lows, like 60 and below, 100 and below, not sure. Might be in the highs, but I don't think so. I think maybe after we make the change in the lows, we might also find something in the highs to tweak, but I'm going to start EQing the kick a little bit. So there's nothing really dipped down here, so chances are I was probably right, and I'm going to be, there's something I could do down here to improve the sound of that kick. And honestly, so I've got another series dropping on, this is a regular video series, not a live stream series, but I've got another series starting on Friday that is called Cayso Cleanups. And so what I'm doing in that is taking singular sounds, like a kick or a snare, and just there's no beat, right? There's nothing, no effects. I'm just coming in with EQ and maybe compression and just trying to clean up like a single sound to, like, in isolation, right? To really hone in on like what you can hear in a particular sound and how you can change it to improve it. So with this kick, I think we can kind of apply something like that right now, where I know I want to change something about this kick. I'm listening to it in the context of the beat, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is, but something is, so, bothering me about it, the way it's sitting in the beat. So I'm going to solo it and play it and just see if anything kind of jumps out as me as like, at me. Because what I normally want from a kick, right, is like, we want it to be tight, punchy. You want it usually to have some weight to it, but not so much that it's like so thumpy that it kind of takes away from the life of the other instruments and stuff. Because it's good to have, solid bass, but if you have too much going on in the bass, it's like there's a lot of subtle character that comes from other sounds having room to be heard in the bass as well. Like this piano or even the hi-hats, like they've got like texture and character that if your bass is sorted out, you're gonna hear more life in those other sounds. And so like if you've got a very thumpy kick, that's all you're hearing in that frequency range. But if you can clean it up and tighten it up, you really might start to hear like a lot more life coming from other instruments. So I don't know what I want to change about this kick. I just know in the context it feels like there's something off about the EQ, or it needs to be compressed some. I don't know, but I'm gonna solo it and just try to listen and see like, does anything jump out at me? And what I was saying before is like, I think I'm gonna want to dip some type of EQ in the low part of the kick, so I can sweep it. Sometimes it's good to close your eyes too, so you really hear it. So for me, like right there, that makes the kick sound tighter to me. Not so thumpy, a little bit more punchy and tight. I kind of like that. I might tighten up the cue and see if I can narrow in a little bit more on what particular band I want to take out. Ooh. See, that sounds pretty nice right there. Now I still think there's more I can do though, so let's see. Yeah, so that's, this is already sounding like cleaner to me. If I take all the EQ off, I don't know how to describe that necessarily, but it's a little more clean and punchy. All right, that might not be perfect, but I think we've improved it. I'm gonna bring the beat back in. This is before the EQ we added. And this will be after the EQ. So listen, I want you to listen how the snare snaps. Listen to how the snare snaps after this EQ versus before. So this is before. Now listen when I turn the EQ on to the kick, listen how the snare really snaps. Here it goes. Like, it kind of just makes you a little more, you know? Because that character, like, you can hear the character. There's not that feeling of like, oh, like this feels a little crowded or muddy. Like you took that mud out of the kick, right? Like you did these dips down here. 110 hertz with a 7Q, with a narrow Q, you know. 55 hertz with a narrow Q. 6 dBs at 6 dBs at 79, 80 hertz with a pretty narrow Q, right? 9 dBs at 55 hertz. 9 dBs at 110. So if you have a narrow Q, like you can dip a lot out of sounds, right? I think I am usually kind of afraid to take a lot of low end out of kicks and bass things, or just to go too drastic with my EQ, because I'm like, I don't want things to sound hollow or, you know, stuff like that. But if you have a kind of a narrow Q, you just have to use your ears and like hear what's happening and just be like, is this an improvement? If it's an improvement and it makes it sound cleaner or tighter or whatever you're looking for, then, you know, do it. It doesn't matter what it looks like or anything like that, right? So I really think this is good. Like the snare is popping now, so I just want to listen to this a little bit. Okay, we're about a half hour in. That's cool. So I don't know about y'all, but for me, like, and it's probably different if you have headphones, but even off of the phone, you can probably still hear a little bit of this. I think phones usually, I might be wrong with this, but I think they play like 200 and up hertz or something like that. But um, so this sounds really clean to me. That was what was grabbing my ear, right? Mostly was like EQ, something's off, something, these sounds, I gotta. So I just spent a half hour, and this series is it's the frosting, right? It's about coming back in on the beats that we've cooked. The cake has been baked. We're coming back in to put the frosting. So the first half hour of me coming back in to work on this beat has just been EQ work. But it's sounding like if you play me this beat versus the original beat, like this has that, oh, I want to spit on this, right? Because it's hitting, like the sounds are balanced, like the kick and the snare are popping because we EQ'd a couple other things, and really I think getting the lows sorted out, like we EQ'd this kick a little bit. When it comes to the 808, I dipped this right here, so -8 dBs at 160 with a pretty medium wide Q. That right there, that's where the kick is, right? And I took these highs out of the 808. So this is what we've done so far, is we carved out a space in the 808 for the kick. Okay, we came into the synthy sound and we cleaned up the highs to make room for the snare and the hi-hat up there. We came in on this piano and we dipped up here and did a few other dips, just to kind of make room for the kick and the snare and the percussive elements when the piano's playing. And then I think this is the strings. We did a couple other dips. I think we took high end out. Don't remember exactly. And then the big other thing that made a huge difference is we EQ'd the kick, and we took out like a pretty good amount of stuff. And like, you might look at this and be like, oh my gosh, like that's a lot of EQ to take out of the kick. Like that's pretty much where the kick is. And it's like, yeah, but if you're getting an unprocessed, kick sample, it's not catered to the beat you're making, right? It's not exactly catered to the beat you're making. It's catered to be a sample that can be used in a lot of different contexts. So yeah, you might be making kind of big dips, but if your 808 is hitting right here from 50 to 120, then you don't really need the kick there. You just need the kick up here, 120 and up, right? And maybe some grit, some thumpiness and some grit down here at the bottom. So, that's what we've done so far. Let's just run the whole beat and see if anything jumps out. If not, I might go ahead and get into how I would approach mastering this if I wanted to, send it to artists or post it on BeatStars or something. All right, so one thing for me is like, I don't think the snare needs to come in that quick. So yeah, we're gonna tweak the amount of snare that you get. And then take that one. All right, so one thing for me, I did this yesterday in a different beat. I like this drop right here. It kind of depends on the song and the artist, but I like to have impacts, right? I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of beats these days, they don't have crash cymbals. They don't really have anything emphasizing the one of a beat, but I kind of like when the one hits and it rings out. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it like that. Just let me let it play through. Maybe that does kind of go hard. Sometimes if you understate it and you don't add a cymbal or a I was gonna put like an 808 cowbell with a delay on it, kind of like bung 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 bung, like kind of just spacey, like going out like that. But let's let it run like this. Let's see how it sounds. Thanks for pulling up. I see we got someone in the stream. I am doing a contest this week. If you comment on a live stream after it's been posted, or you comment in the chat, you can enter. That's an entry into a contest. On Sunday, I will randomly select a winner, and we will do a collab together and drop it on my channel as soon as it's ready, basically. So if you want to get involved in that, just pull up in the chat, say what's up, or drop a comment. I do think this part could probably use some work. It was kind of a interesting idea I had when I made this beat. I think it needs something to give it more momentum. But hey, I'm not mad at how this is hitting. Piano? Okay. Alright, so let's think about this part. I don't know what to do with this. When a song has something like this, what do they usually do to make it like exciting? Alright, I don't know why I just thought of this example, but I'm thinking about Highest in the Room right now, because I feel like it has parts where the beat kind of is out, but it's just very spacey. Now, I should be able to listen to the audio without getting copyright claimed. I don't know about on Vivo, but I have listened to audio of songs, and yeah, so let's try this one. And I think I'll probably get copyright claimed, but I don't think they'll take the video down. I just won't be able to monetize it. Alright, so this part, they're basically like, there's just kind of that, there's that melody moving it forward. There's the jung, 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 like the kind of guitar sounding thing that's moving. So it's moving. That might be what I need, is just a counter melody. I think these notes are a little bit more held out. In this example, it's a little, the rhythm of the melodies is faster. Yeah, honestly, I think that was enough. Maybe I'll just try adding a counter melody. Let's see. Let's get massive. I'm just gonna use a basic synth with some reverb and delay. See what it sounds like. So I'm looking to get some faster rhythm out of this melody. If anyone just popped in, so I was listening to Highest in the Room for some ideas about how to keep this part of my beat sounding interesting and moving forward. So what I noticed about this is like, I also did just notice something else. There is bass in it. So there's bass, but also the melodies are moving faster. So that's why I'm trying to add a counter melody here that kind of moves faster with the melody I've got. Oh, okay. Well, that's not out of key. Why does no matter where I put this last note, it sounds like out of key? Is this note off? Okay, I don't know. I liked this though. But why does that sound so weird? Why doesn't that work? What is this note? D. And this is A. So I've got A and D. It works when I play it together here. Maybe I'm just tripping and it actually sounds fine. I don't know. Alright, what comes next? Boom, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Boom, boom. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. Okay, a little off on the rhythm. Okay, what about after that? Maybe we just repeat it. How about up an octave? Okay, I mean, maybe a little weird and busy, but like, okay. And other thing I noticed about the Travis Scott one is there's bass, and that's something I forget a lot of times when people have like build-ups and stuff, there's usually bass. There's usually not in any given song, like unless there's another bass element like a kick or something that has thump to it, there's not a whole lot of space in the song that doesn't have bass. And I think it's just because like after a while of no bass, we just lose interest. Like I don't know, like we just don't you don't feel it as much, and you're just like, meh, it's missing something, you know. A little bit of time without bass, it's like cool, this is chill, but yeah. So let's think about when to bring the bass in. Honestly, I just say from the start, and then if I want to take it out, yeah. So okay, let's bring a massive patch. I have some basses that I think I saved in here. Fire Deep slide bass. I have dark bass. I think dark bass is one that I made that's like a little bit wider sounding for kind of stuff like this, where it's not necessarily drums on top of it. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that, but if I clean this bass sound up some, maybe. It's just like, what's causing it to sound like that? Is it this? It's a little better. The number 2 envelope. If I turn. Okay. How loud is that on the stream? Okay, pretty loud. Okay, unmute. Let me just tweak the... Okay. So that's just making that little at the beginning. Alright. I mean, I don't hate this. It does have some pan on it, which is making it go wide. That's fine. Let's EQ out some of the highs. Oh, bro, what? Why did what? Okay, why does this bass sound so like out of key? Did I do something in the voicing? Hmm. It just sounds like a little high pitched. I wonder if that's just coming from the little thing at the start. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's just take that out. I don't know about those notes, but hey, we're trying stuff out. We are trying stuff out. Where are we at on time? Okay, we're almost up at an hour for this stream. Honestly, like, I'm pretty satisfied with this one so far. We definitely improved the mix. We're trying to figure out this transition part. It's not perfect, but I tried out some stuff, which is a step in the right direction. I think the melody is working more than the bass, but let's just see in context. Oh, this isn't... Oh, I get it. That's not what I thought it was. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna loop this. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna loop this, and y'all check out the pinned comment. We're running a contest this week. Would love to have you as an entry, and yeah, I'm just gonna run this, and then I'll come back. We'll do a little recap and wrap up today's stream. Okay, this concludes episode 2 of the new series, The Frosting, where we go in and take beats that have already been started from the Cayso Cookups series, and we put the frosting on them, like if they were a cake, right? They've already been baked, but we're putting the frosting to make them have that extra polish. So anything from arrangement to mixing and mastering, that's the idea, to get better at finishing beats. So this one was from the Cayso Cookups that happened on the 22nd of February. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna just run this back. Basically what we did with this one is we EQ'd some of the synthesizer and piano sounds. We changed some volume of those. We EQ'd the 808 and the kick. I think that made the biggest difference out of anything, especially EQing the kick and taking some of the dipping some narrow EQ dips around like the 70 to kind of 120 hertz range. That made everything sit nicer in the beat. And then we're kind of trying to work on this little transition part in the middle. I put a couple ideas, but it's been a while since I've done kind of something like that, so it's not sounding like perfect, but hey, there you go. We made some improvements to this one. We didn't change anything about the arrangement, aside from adding the new parts to the little middle segments. So yeah, we'll go ahead and run that back, and then we will wrap up and dip out. So I'll run it back one more time. All right. Cool. So that's that. Once more, this week we are running a contest. The winner will be announced on. Excuse me. The winner will be announced on Sunday, March 5th. Basically, whoever wins gets to do a collab with me, and we'll post the song as the next big drop on my channel. I'll do some cover art, stuff like that. Promote your channel and all that. So if you want to enter, all you gotta do is pull up in the live chat, say what's up, say something on one of the live streams from this week. So for today, we got Prince, None Like a Prince, Edward. They pulled up in the chat, so they got one entry for the contest. And you can also get another entry if you comment on the live stream video after it's been posted on the channel. So yeah, so you could basically get up to 2 entries per live stream, one for being in the chat while it's happening, and one for commenting on the video afterward. And so yeah, I'm excited for that, looking forward. Hopefully as many of you want to will enter, and we'll just go from there. So have a good day, everybody, and I will catch you probably tomorrow. I'll probably do another stream tomorrow. So